Hey and welcome back. Now, first of all, before we get any further into this video, I want to say thank you so much for all the endless support. We're basically almost on 40,000 subscribers now, and our most popular video, I think, just passed over 1,050,000 views. So I'm pretty sure most of you guys have come from that video, and obviously you guys really enjoy the calibrating photography tutorials that we are now doing on this channel. If you have any ideas for videos you guys want to see, you can either leave a comment down below in the comment section, but one of the best ways of getting in contact with us is on our Instagram. So if you follow us on Instagram down below, I'll leave our little names here as well, but go and follow us on Instagram and just send us a message on Instagram of anything you want to see on our channel, because we'll definitely pick those up, whereas we can get quite a few comments and it does take a while to read through all the comments sometimes. So today we're going to be showing you how you can start crushing your Instagram game. So if you follow all of these steps, I'm not going to guarantee you're going to gain followers and gain interaction on your Instagram, but you're definitely going to improve your photography and your Instagram page, which will in turn, after a while, increase the number of people coming to your Instagram page. Without any further ado, let's head straight onto the computer and show you guys some examples. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to try and give you a few pointers on how you can increase your Instagram game. Now, the first Instagrammer we're going to use as an example is Thirsty. If you guys don't follow him, I definitely recommend checking him out. He does lots of moody color grades. As you can see here, he is an outdoor lifestyle photographer. Basically, a lot of his photos are taken in environments that have lots of moody weather. And he sometimes does some quite abstract photos like this, for example. So I'm going to take you through what makes his Instagram page successful, and immediately from the offset, when you first look at his page, he has got a very, very unique style. Now, he's gone for a very nice moody color grade. We have done a moody color grade tutorial on our channel. If you just go and check out on our color grade playlist, you'll see that there. What you can see is he's got on some of his photos, he's got a nice faded look going on, so he's faded the blacks and he's also faded the whites, and he is stuck to about three main colours. So he's got obviously greens, blues and whites, and obviously blacks as well in the photos. So four main colours. Now obviously sometimes he does switch these up, so like in here for example, when he takes a photo at sunset, you're obviously going to have some more oranges, but he's still sticking with the blues and highlights, greens in the shadows. And then again, he's also used the tone curve just to create that nice faded look in those blacks and also in those whites. And again, here you can see he's got the blacks, the whites, the blues, and the highlights, and also the greens in the shadows. So one of the things that makes his page successful is all of his photos are of a very similar theme. So the first thing is you want to create a theme for your Instagram page. One of the most difficult things a lot of people tell me is they find it really hard to pick a specific theme, because obviously there are loads of themes out there that you can use. I would recommend you actually go out and try and create your own style, whether it be through a moody color grade theme, because not all moody color grades are the same. I will point this out now. A lot of it comes from the composition of the photo and the way you take the photo and how you take the photos. I would recommend picking a theme based off the landscape that you live in. So for example, if you live somewhere like Iceland, a moody theme is going to go very, very well for your Instagram page. I wouldn't choose something like a teal and orange color grade for that. Or if you live in a rainy country, is something like a teal and orange color grade. The reason for this being that obviously a lot of the time you have dark, moody skies, not very many sunsets that are orange, and a lot of the time it's very dark, grey and greeny colours, especially if you're in a woodland, mountainous area as well. Whereas a lot of teal and orange colour grades done in cities doesn't always need to be sunny, but sometimes is sunny. Cities are usually quite good because obviously you have all of the orange lights, the street lights, and then obviously for nighttime you have the blue sky. So teal and orange works really well for cities and sunny places. Now, I personally am from the United Kingdom, and where I live, I'm actually currently at university, so I kind of live at two places. Where I live is constantly raining, but obviously sometimes it is sunny, so it's really difficult in the UK, where you have really bipolar weather, to choose a theme that you're going to be able to stick to. Now in that case, just go for what you prefer, try it out for a bit. You could always do a theme for summer and a theme for winter, which is what I'm currently doing at the moment. So again, it all depends on what environment you live in, what the weather is like. And you can see I am trying my best to stick to a teal and orange color grade theme as of here upwards. Now these photos, this is obviously a Photoshop art, but these photos were taken in summer, so you can see I can achieve the teal and orange color grade. So the first thing being theme. You need to make sure you pick a theme and you stick to the theme at least for, I don't know, maybe 50 photos. So when you scroll down your page, you can see all of your photos are in a very similar style. They all look very nice and uniform, and you don't have a really cluttered page. Okay, so I want to give you an example of how an Instagram page can develop, and I'm going to use mine as an example to do this. So I started my Instagram page about a year ago, and you can see these are the sorts of photos I was taking. Some of them were taken with a DSLR, obviously this one was because it's a long exposure, but most of them were taken with an iPhone. The only issue with this is very haphazard. There's so many different photos, so many different things with different color grades. I've got a panorama here, a black and white photo here, a really vivid photo here, another black and white long exposure, and it just doesn't fit. Like, none of these photos fit well together. This photo here and this photo here would fit well together. They're of a very similar color grade, they're both long exposures, but this photo does not fit with this black and white photo. Okay, so at this point my page was kind of doing alright, so I'm getting 200, 300 likes, and then somewhere around here I then decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to start replying to comments, and I'm going to try and create a theme, or at least for a little bit, and just try it out and see what happens. And as soon as I started replying to comments, started interacting, checking out their pages, giving feedback to other people and actually interacting with them, and then creating a theme and putting a little bit more effort into my photos, I started to increase the number of likes I got. So you can see here 846 likes comparatively to a 302 likes photo, and then kept this up for a bit, and you can see I was getting a fair amount of likes for my photos. Obviously at this point I was really experimenting with photos, so you've got a massive mix from just a portrait photo to Photoshop art, and this photo here, it got a fair amount of likes, it got quite a good engagement. The only problem is it doesn't fit very well with the page. And then I thought, now I'm just going to stick to a style, I'm going to stay there, and I'm going to stay there for about a month, and I'm just going to post with a single color grade in a very similar style, and do very little Photoshop crazy art. And that is when my Instagram page started to blow up the most. And you can see from here upwards for the next month, my interaction increased massively, because you can see I started to keep to a very similar color grade, as you can tell here. I kept that up for a while, up until here, and again, my interaction was incredibly high, and this kind of boosted my page massively. So it's really important to try and create a theme, so when someone visits your page and they scroll down, they can see actually these photos are quite nice, and I can't wait for another photo to be released so I can check it out. Whereas if you come all the way back down to here, why would somebody come back to your Instagram page if they don't really know what's going to be coming up next? They don't know what to expect. So make sure there's no crazy surprises. Okay, so the second tip I'm going to give you is to pick a style. When I say style, I mean you want to pick between whether you're going to do crazy Photoshop art, or whether you're going to do photography, or if you're going to combine them both. Now, a really good example of someone who does this really well is Kellan's World. If you aren't following him already, I definitely recommend you go and check him out. As you can see, he is killing his Instagram page. Is honestly the best, probably my favourite Instagrammer there currently is. And you can see what he does is he has a nice mix between Photoshop art and also photos that he takes himself. Now, a lot of his photos, you can see this is obviously definitely fake. It's definitely been done on Photoshop, and for example this one as well, you can definitely tell it's been done on Photoshop. However, you can also tell it's not been overdone. You can tell that the photo is in a way realistic. This girl here, and also the landscape and the sky, is in a way mostly realistic. The only thing that's not is the fact that she's holding the moon. So he's just kind of put his imagination into Photoshop, and he has created something that in a way looks realistic but still slightly captures the imagination and is slightly different. So you can see all of his sunset photos are very similar, and all of his, I guess you could say, twilight timed photos are very similar. And his page works incredibly well. So if you want to do something like that, modelling an idea of what he does is quite good. So there's nothing wrong with taking photos like Sam Calder and also adding in some photos you want to do on Photoshop, whether that be combining your photos in Photoshop, or whether it be making photos out of stock photos in Photoshop. As you can see here, a teal and orange colour grade normal photo would work really well with a Photoshop art, but don't overdo it. Now, another Instagrammer that really takes the Photoshop art to the next level, that just sticks to Photoshop art, is Visuals of Julius. Now, you can tell every single one of his photos is done in Photoshop. All of them are definitely unrealistic, but the nice thing about them all is they all fit together incredibly well. You can tell that he definitely knows what he's doing with Photoshop, and you can tell he puts a lot of effort into his photos, and as long as your photos look nice, then the audience isn't going to really care about the realism of your photo. A lot of people really like these sort of fantasy worlds that you can create on Photoshop. A lot of people obviously really like this style of photography. Now Instagram is basically just a platform to share your art. It doesn't have to be a platform to share your photos. It's just a way of you expressing your art through this platform. So definitely try and stick to an idea, but there's nothing wrong with combining them both. Okay, so the third thing I really wanted to mention is interaction through Instagram. The one thing that I cannot stress enough is you must make sure that you comment on other people's photos, reply to all of the people who comment on your photos, try and interact with your following as best you can. This is going to make them want to return to your account. This is going to make them want to interact with you more. A really good way of doing this is using your Instagram story, just posting photos to there, asking people what they think about a certain subject, or just putting polls up and things like that. It's a really, really useful thing to do, and it definitely helps massively with increasing attention to your Instagram page. So it would be great if you guys could go and check out my Instagram page. Obviously that is my Instagram name. I will leave the link down below in the description. Again, it'd be great if you could go and follow my brother's Instagram page. You can see he does a very similar thing to me. So it'd be great if you could go and check us out, leave us a follow, and if you have any ideas for videos you want to see, just send us a message, and we will definitely reply, and we'll definitely consider it for a video. So I hope you guys got some useful stuff out of this video, some useful tips on how to start increasing and making your Instagram page better. Obviously the quality of your photos is really important, and the way you take your photos, but it's not all down to the camera and the equipment that you use. You can do all of this on an iPhone if you wanted to. Now I'm going to try and bring out some tutorials with my brother on how to calibrate your photos just by using apps on your phone. So like I said at the beginning, if there's any sort of videos you guys want to see, any calibrating tutorials and things like that, the best way of getting in contact with us is probably through our Instagram. Just send us a message on Instagram. I'll leave those links down below, like I said at the beginning of the video. See you in the next one. Live long and prosper.